Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is December 20th, 2015. My name's Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Miss Jess Clarkson.
Hello.
Hi. You sound normal today, Jess.
But it was bad yesterday. It goes in and out.
Well, I'm glad you reined it in for Sunday's show.
I tried. I stopped talking. I did like vocal exercises.
You went on doctor's voice rest?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad to see it's working for you. We've got Tom Reagan.
Good evening.
Hello, Tom. You're the reason we're late today.
I'm so sorry.
Fortunately, we were able to convince Mr. Daniel Curtis to adjust his very tight schedule.
I had things to do. You've ruined it.
You had to make dinner at a very precise moment, followed by wrapping papers or presents with paper.
Yes.
Maybe you're just wrapping papers.
Maybe.
I wish I hadn't bothered. What a ball ache.
A ball ache.
Yes.
Christy and I actually, since we're flying back home on Tuesday, decided to do our Christmas with each other today, and she didn't wrap any of her presents.
I've had friends that Santa never wrapped presents. So only the parents' presents were wrapped and Santa's weren't. And I thought that was brilliant. So you didn't have to wrap extra presents.
So wait, are you and Christy not going to the same place?
Yeah, we are.
So why did you do it today?
Because why would we bring all of our presents back with us to Wisconsin to unwrap them to bring them back?
Because then it would be Christmas.
Also, there's anal beads.
Duh.
You finally got that giant purple dildo off Saints Row the Third.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
Custom made, extra large.
Extra wobbly.
Yeah. It's filled with gel, too.
Full speeds.
See, this is where there's a news report next week where he's attacking people in Arizona with a giant purple dildo in Walmart. And nobody bats an eyelid.
Oh, well, just another day at Walmart.
Do it in Florida, man. Style.
Yeah. But that would be a terrible idea, Dan, to bring all of our Christmas presents back on the airplane.
That makes sense. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no, we did our Christmas today. Actually, I gave her one of her presents like 3 days ago. I couldn't wait.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
What did you buy her?
I bought her because for the longest time she's wanted to play the new Yoshi game. So I bought her the game and gave it to her. And she's like, but we don't have a Wii U. I'm like, well, I guess you better open this. So I bought her a Wii U for Christmas with Mario
That's
Kart.
so fun.
Yeah.
Yay!
And Dan, you're on crack.
Just in time for it to die.
The Wii U's awesome.
I know. It just has no games.
There's plenty of games.
No, it doesn't.
I'm playing 2 of them right now.
Yeah, once you're done with them, what are you going to play?
I'll probably get the Mario Land 3D. Then I'll probably get...
Yeah, but I've had that.
Wind Waker HD. Then I will probably get the Captain Toad.
No, I haven't played that.
And then Smash Brothers.
You'll wait for that Star Fox game.
Yep.
Did you get Xenoblade?
No, I don't have time to sink 800 hours into a game.
800?
Something like that. It's ridiculous.
You're not exaggerating?
I don't...
How accurate is that number?
It's probably closer to 300, but still.
300?
A bit of a difference.
Well, when you're plummeting that many hours into a game, I don't think 500 is really much of a difference.
500? Oh my God, this is outrageous.
Tom, have you never
That's
played
too
an
much.
RPG?
Back in my day, they were more like 30.
Okay, so
It got longer.
the officially unofficial word is the leisure time for completionists is about 260 hours.
260?
Tom's going to have an aneurysm.
Bang your butt.
I am getting close, man. I can feel all my arteries clogging up here.
I heard if you do everything, it's like 1,000 hours.
Whoa. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong game. Oh, that was for Xenoblade Chronicles. This is Xenoblade Chronicles X.
It's even bigger, Tom.
Ooh.
It's like
Oh,
That's so
man.
long.
This is just
Forget
basically another life.
No.
Xenoblade Chronicles X is so long that the people who made it haven't finished it yet.
See, now we're just talking about space. I can't even process how large that is. Too much for me.
Do you need a minute?
Just give me. Just
Go have a lie down.
Yeah.
See you in an hour or so.
cool.
Go make
Give
some
me a
dinner, wrap some presents,
sec. Games are getting too long these days, son.
adjust your schedule.
Yeah. All right, I'm good.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I'm straightened out. Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
I've been playing a load of Mario Kart 8. And as far as
Any
Mario
good?
Kart games go, that game's pretty good.
It's still not as good as Crash Team Racing, though.
I would probably argue on that.
Oh
you would
god,
be
we're going
wrong.
to do another show where we're comparing really old races with brand new ones, just to try and beat Crash Team.
I think this one would beat Crash Team.
It would be a pointless argument because it wouldn't.
Well, they're like 15 years late.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. I have not been a Mario Kart fan for a while, but this one's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Just how they bring in a lot of the other tracks from old games and reimagine them.
I've never actually played on a Wii U. What's it like using that pad? They don't use?
It's actually pretty slick because when Christy's wanting to watch TV or Ellie's wanting to watch a movie or something, I just pop on the pad and sit by the Christmas tree and game away.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing about it.
Here's my concern though, and I've had the Wii U for a few days, and the remote play is flawless. It is absolutely flawless. There's zero lag. There's zero slowdown. It doesn't look as good as it would on a TV, but it still looks really good. My concern is the system is much less powerful than the PS4, and the handheld has pretty much no internal processing components. So why can't Sony figure out lossless remote play with the Vita?
Because they don't have Nintendo's powers.
I don't know what it is. The remote play
They were
on
developed
Vita
at
is
different times.
garbage. If you do it through the network. If you directly connect to the PS4, it's better.
I'm guessing because both pieces of hardware were developed at different times.
Getting them to talk to each other is a little more difficult.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
Wii U was built from the ground up to interface directly with it, wasn't it? Do you think about it?
Yeah.
And that was their big selling feature.
They need
Eric,
that.
do you not find it distracting that the images are always on the gamepad sometimes?
You can turn that off.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah. If you press the home button and go
I must have added
to
that because I
controller
didn't think you could do
settings.
that back in the day. Mine hasn't been played on for about most of the year, so.
And then there's a button that says turn display off.
Okay.
And if
you
you
buy
press
the Wii U?
if you press that button, Dan, hold on. If you press that button, it turns the display off.
Oh.
Seriously?
So the display no longer displays the display.
But for a lot of games, you need to have it on.
Well, then why are you complaining?
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that sometimes it's distracted when it's on.
Oh my god, my head hurts now.
Dan, did you buy one on release? A Wii U?
Yes. Well, close to release.
You did not buy it.
I did buy it.
You said you got it for Christmas.
No, I didn't. I got a Wii for Christmas. I bought the Wii U myself.
Oh dear. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it's got some decent It's got some decent games on it, but they're few and far between. So
I think next year will be a pretty big year for it.
I don't. I think it'll be the year when they phase it out.
Did you buy it for Zelda and games like that?
I just bought it because it was cool and new.
Oh, fair enough.
And Eric gets Zombie U. That's an interesting experience.
I had the opportunity to pick it up for $7 and said no thanks.
That's
It's
on
actually
PS4 now,
quite
isn't
good.
it?
It's actually really difficult and quite hard to play. But
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. The atmosphere is good. Because half the time, because on it you have to, when you're doing your items, you have to look back at the gamepad to do it. And you're looking away from the screen. Then when you're looking away from the screen, 9 times out of 10 a zombie attacks you and you just shit your pants. It's just excellent.
Can you shit the bed?
You can shit the bed if you so wish.
Okay. Good. I prefer to
play it in
shit the
bed
bed.
first.
Your wife's a lucky lady.
Not really.
No.
No. So what
That's cool.
What are you guys doing for Xmas? Anything fun?
Today where are you going, Dan?
The parents. That's it.
Aw.
Nice. Same here. I'm flying to Ireland, where my mum lives.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fun.
but Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Tom.
It's just noise.
Oh, but Jesus Island. Potatoes.
Do you guys do like a double Christmas?
Potatoes.
Yeah. Double Christmas. Today is our fake Christmas day.
What's fake Christmas?
When you just basically have Christmas dinner, maybe exchange a couple of presents with somebody that, because I'm going back to my parents, my girlfriend's going back to hers, so we just have a little private Christmas day together.
See, that's what Christy and I did today.
I was
Yeah,
going
it's
to
cool.
say.
And I just got made fun of for it. Dan commenced making fun of Tom.
I think it's admirable.
He's such a twat.
Yes. Yeah.
I love the way you
that's
say it, twat, Eric.
What are you supposed to say, twat?
Twat.
Yes.
There's
Not got
a
an O in it.
Eric,
What?
you fucking twat.
twat.
Yeah, we say twat.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit more punch to it. Like you're just a twat.
But I feel like twat sounds like more playful. Like, I don't actually hate you, whereas twat
No,
is
it's
more
way-
like...
You can say twat with serious venom if you want to.
Go on,
I'm
Tom.
not going to demonstrate.
Let's do
but
it.
Let's have a
Yeah.
twat off.
You're just a fucking twat. You're nothing but a big twat.
That doesn't
There you
sound
go.
very menacing.
You're not very bad.
That still sounds like you're talking to Jeeves. Jeeves, fetch my twat.
Won't take it. Not that one. You
That's
have many
nastier
twats,
model.
sir.
Fetch the new one.
Oh god. My moist twat.
But twat just
Aw.
sounds like it just sounds too elongated.
Twator.
It's my twator. That'd be social media for porn stars.
Get on that, trademark that shit.
It's my twatter. The only thing you're allowed to post is pictures of twat.
Oh dear. Oh, no, I'm not following.
Would guys be able to use it?
I was going to say, I feel like you would get a very intense range on
One
Twitter.
way.
Was that a twat?
Jess, you said that was so posh. Ew, it's
I roll.
I apologize for any children listening to this. Do not Google that.
We need to flag our shows. as
Twator?
explicit.
Just twat.
Oh.
I mean, well, what's the
Alright,
first...
I think we're already flagged as mature. It's fine. It's all
Oh,
covered.
we are. That's good.
Okay, well, at least when it comes up with a dictionary of it, a person
It's a
regarded as
thing.
stupid or obnoxious, or a woman's genitals.
It's a
Okay,
thing, though.
good.
Twatter. Twatter?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, we missed the boat.
It's the anti-social network, apparently.
Oh yeah, I have heard of this.
Oh, I thought we were cool and came up with something.
But I'm very concerned because there's a lot of things that are like, these are the best trousers for the rapist that knows what he
Well,
wants.
Yeah, the first two that I've just seen are pretty racy.
You just typed in
Great.
water?
The Great Papyrus posted a status. Fuck me in the ass.
And the one above that, Dan, have you read that one?
I'm not reading that one out. That's a disgrace.
I don't see it.
I'm not saying it.
Oh, there we go.
I was
Oh,
banking on Dan.
it's ER. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, you know that link we just posted in the Skype call.
I wasn't looking at it. We really missed the boat on this. I really thought we were coming up with something new here.
I don't feel like this is a company I would want to be affiliated with, judging by
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and
I'm
say...
very concerned about my history now.
Let's clear that history. Let's just go back to Googling twat.
Yeah.
What is... Thank you for posting it again, Jess. God. Oh, man. Okay, so this is a big week. We've all seen Star Wars. Right?
Yes, we have.
Thoughts without spoiling.
It was like the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
Could you sound
Really?
any more fanboyish?
I don't care. I was like, I could not stop smiling through the entire movie when I wasn't crying because I was so excited and just magical. Just magical.
It was pretty sweet to be a part of that. I kind of expected it to be a little bit more insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at pictures of when Star Wars came out originally and just people lined up for miles and dressed up.
Yeah.
And just chaos. And I went to a theater in Scottsdale and there was none of that. I mean, the theater was packed. We had a guy holding our seats for a couple hours beforehand, but other than that, it wasn't too busy.
Poor guy.
Whatever.
We bought our tickets, like Andrew bought them maybe a month and a half ago. And we did AVX, so we were able to we were the first ones in line anyway, and the first ones in the theater. But there were, like, no one was dressed up. Like, I have an R2-D2 dress, and someone else had the same dress, so we were twins. But there was no one really in costume.
Is that the same R2-D2 dress you wore in Vegas?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh.
No, it's a different one. She has a collection.
Well, you never know. Could be the one that Tom
Yes.
has.
So
Could be.
the cinema I went to was the completely other end of the spectrum because there was about 8 people in it.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time you were there were 8 people in the showing.
Pretty much. There was 4 of us from work, and there was 2 girls, and I saw another couple, I think. Is that 9?
Wow.
Did Crystal not go with you?
No, she doesn't like Star Wars.
How can you not like Star Wars, though?
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Like, just... okay.
She's with you, so...
Yeah.
Oh, it had to be said.
Thank you so much.
No probs.
We had to watch A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back like 3 days before going to the cinema so that Kat could be up to speed. We skipped over Jedi. I just told her about it.
And then you skipped over the entire original trilogy? Or the episodes 1 through 3?
No, we didn't do those.
Those are surprisingly pertinent to this story, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as much as the older 3.
No, but their storyline is being paralleled pretty heavily.
Look, son, she watched it, she loved it, she got it, all right?
Okay, Dad.
I think I started 1, 2, and 3 with Andrew. We watched it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 because he had never seen them.
Ooh.
Who has never
How can
seen
you get
them?
through life not seeing Star Wars?
I don't know.
These
It's
people.
like,
Crystal got me the Blu-ray compilation a couple of years back.
See, the problem
sweet.
with the original ones on the Blu-ray collection is that they've been so heavily altered that they're not really the original releases. They don't have the original theatrical release available on anything beyond Laserdisc, I think.
No, but you do get this satisfying stormtrooper bonk noise when he wanders into the door, which is always good.
There was so much fan service in this movie that I was hoping they would have tied that in somehow, like in the distance, in the background, a stormtrooper be hitting his head on a door. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Like, I thought I can't really say without going into spoiler territory, so I won't. Doesn't matter. Carry on.
But I like the fan service. Like, I thought it was really well balanced.
It was. There was a lot of really cool moments that I usually get upset when people start cheering and hooting and hollering in the theater, but our theater was so interactive with the movie. It was so cool to see. I mean, when they showed the Millennium Falcon for the first time, people started cheering, and when all the other characters popped on.
Yeah.
And the way that they did it was so ingenious. You couldn't see it coming.
That's true. I love
And Jess,
Yeah,
I'm sure
it was
just-
like
it was
it was
so
bumpy.
much a
The
better
entire
movie
time I
than
had
the old
goosebumps.
ones.
What, Dan?
I just thought it was such a better movie than the prequels, where
Oh
Like,
yeah, the
it
acting was
just-
actually good.
it actually felt like the old ones again.
Well, and you could tell that there was a flair of J.J. Abrams in there, because when he rebooted the Star Trek franchise, he injected a ton of humor into it, and this one had a lot of humor
Yeah.
in it.
But it worked really well. It wasn't. I hate it when humor's just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all the banter between, like all the old cast and stuff was still there, and it was really cool.
Well, and
to
they just
watch.
turned Chewie into this crotchety old bear.
Yeah. Is that the original?
One of the best lines. One of the best lines is when they're out in the cold.
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
It's just a throwaway line that half the people in the theater caught it.
Yeah.
It was
It was
really
so
good.
funny.
It made me mad though at how like what 1, 2, and 3 could have been,
Well, they left George Lucas in charge of it. That's why.
and it's so
He
irritating.
did the originals, so how did he get so bad?
He didn't do them by himself.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 he did by himself, and there was no one there to check him before he put fucking Jar Jar Binks in.
See, right?
Still
this is-
salty.
This is absolutely mad, right? Somebody from work showed me a video where somebody has done an in-depth analysis of Jar Jar Binks and how he's really a Sith Lord.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No
it's
sense.
ridiculous.
Well,
With the karate,
well, apparently there's sections where he's like, it looks like he's doing Jedi mind tricks to try and warp people's minds and stuff. But I think this is just looking too much into it, personally.
It makes him a little more palatable.
Well,
Do you
maybe if
guys-
it was meant to be a Sith Lord, then it would have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe they just took it out.
have you guys ever watched the How It Should Have Ended videos on YouTube?
No.
It's like a cartoon, and they go over like endings and how it really should have ended. And one of the end bits is Jar Jar being a Sith Lord, which is hilarious.
That would have been great. It's so hard to talk about
should-
it and not spoil anything. So
Yeah, it is. I just wish that because isn't it? There are 3 different directors for these 3 films,
and writers
like
and
J.J. Abrams
producers.
isn't doing the next 2.
Yeah. So Abrams
Yeah.
isn't even going to have a hand in the next 2.
Oh, it's such a shame. Like I kind of wish he could at least have some influence in the next 2 films.
Yeah.
But what can you do? What can you do?
See, for me, I thought it would be better if they did it like the Lord of the Rings approach and filmed them all back to back, and then just did the yearly release cycle.
That would have been
Why didn't they do that?
pretty slick too. But that's a huge commitment. I mean, even Peter Jackson said, like, this has been a colossal undertaking. Anything else that Abrams would have been working on would have been put on the back burner or canceled entirely.
So, with
Yeah.
Star Wars, he's not going to do anything better.
That's true.
But the next one's 2017?
Yeah.
Isn't Rogue One out next year?
What's Rogue One?
It's a spin-off.
Oh,
It's like the
Are
Star
they
Wars
doing
holiday.
that?
Is it like the
They're
Star
doing-
Wars
they're
holiday
doing-
special?
the 20-minute
No,
special.
they're doing. Did you guys not know they're doing spin-off films as well?
They're
I
gonna-
had heard,
it-
but I didn't look because I was not Googling anything to do with Star Wars at all.
Apparently, there's going to be a Han Solo one, maybe, and there's also maybe a Boba Fett one in the works.
Really?
Really?
That is so cool.
They're going to be feature-length movies.
Yeah. So Star Wars is basically just going to be the new Marvel and DC.
Oh, Disney is going
come
to
out
milk it.
continuously.
Yeah.
Oh, Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
That's
Interesting.
wicked.
I can't remember what it's about, but
Hopefully it's not like the Halo movies.
The premise is following the foundation of the Galactic Empire, a wayward band of rebel fighters comes together to carry out a desperate mission to steal the plans for the Death Star.
Oh, so it's not even called Star Wars. It's just called Rogue One.
That's
Star
cool,
Wars
though.
story. Yeah. Interesting. I don't recognize any of the names.
I'm really glad they went with no-name actors.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think the girl who played Rey just killed it. I love
She
how
was
they
perfect.
put. I love how they
girl
put a
who-
female in the lead role.
Yeah, and the girl that plays Rey, she the only thing she's done before Star Wars was she starred in a show over here called Casualty.
Casual.
And
Like-
she was in a
Yeah.
deleted scene apparently for In-Betweeners.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
I love
know
like
that.
she is perfect. She's just
She's
perfect.
she reminds me very much of Keira Knightley.
That's apparently she gets that a lot in interviews.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, and Casualty is just this little shitty little show on BBC One. And she's just, I don't know if she must have played just a really small part in that for about 10 episodes. And then, so her resume is just Casualty and then Star Wars.
It's a good jump.
Nothing in between, yeah. So, fair play.
Doing all right for herself,
Pretty
though.
Yeah.
But Finn as well, I freaking loved him.
John
He was so
Boyega's
good.
awesome.
And he just
I
like
was watching them both on. I was watching them both on the Graham Norton show, which is our like biggest chat show.
I love him.
Yeah, and they were both on there, and they're just genuinely funny people, and they're so humbled by being in it. It's crazy. And John Boyega had they had David Beckham on, and like had a mock lightsaber fight. And he also was showing off some sword moves, and he nearly completely wiped out Kylie Minogue.
That's amazing.
That was
But
really
he
funny.
brought so much to the Stormtrooper. Like it was just this like moment, and like I can picture that moment where it just kind of switched, and he went from being a Stormtrooper to like a person,
Yep.
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
But careful with the spoilers,
Really
Jess.
But everyone's seen the trailers where
Wow.
he's in that
True.
outfit.
Yeah, in the trailers, he's doubting his role, isn't he?
Yeah.
As a,
Yeah.
as a Stormtrooper. But yeah. Roll on 2017.
So, Mr. Reagan, we are here this week because of you and a game that you have chosen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let
Yes.
you roll on with this, since this is your baby that you've been asking us to play for quite some time.
Yeah, I have. I asked for all of us to play Beneath a Steel Sky, which is developed by Revolution Software, and it's a like cyberpunk science fiction adventure game on PC, released in the mid-90s. And it's the same guys that made the Broken Sword series. And I don't know if you guys have played any of the Broken Sword games, maybe?
I have
They were
not.
on PS1. Okay.
Back in the day, I've definitely played one. Second
Yeah.
one, maybe?
It might have been the second one was quite popular on PS1. And you had to buy, well, you didn't have to, but you could buy a PlayStation mouse to play it because it was a nightmare with joypad. But I first heard about this game, Beneath a Steel Sky, when I was watching a demo video of Broken Sword 2, and the trailer just said, from the developers of Beneath a Steel Sky, and I never really thought much of it. This was a long time ago. And then I just stumbled across it again on GOG and noticed it was free, and that it had this cult following. It had been since re-released and been really critically acclaimed. Everyone said you've got to play it, great story, good humor, good writing, and all that kind of stuff. So only a 6 hour adventure, I thought it would be ideal for us to talk about it a bit on the show.
I would say 6 hours is on the really long end.
6 hours on the really long end. I think, yeah, you can probably do it 4 to 6, I guess. It's just because there's a lot of puzzles in this game, and it's really not obvious what you need to do. It's very much
This is the thing
yeah.
I want to say to you guys about these point and click adventures. Like the things you have to do make no logical sense.
Well, they do in context of the story.
No, they don't.
Yes.
For example, in this bit, you have to get rid of an insurance salesman to find an anchor, which you can then combine with a cable, which you have cut off using a welding robot earlier on to return to an area that you were in at the start, where there's a big ledge where you have to throw your makeshift grappling hook into a sign across the way, just so you can swing into a room which you had no idea that you needed to go to.
That's true. Without the guide, I would
will
have had
give you that.
no idea where to
I
go.
wouldn't have gotten that one.
I will completely give you all of that Dan, because it was just so tenuous, the links between objects you pick up and what you're supposed to do with these things.
Well, before we even get into that, what the hell is the story? Like, what's the lead up to the story?
Yeah, I mean, you play a guy called Robert Foster, and you are kind of stranded in a wasteland which is known as the Gap. And then this is like an opening cutscene. You're a child. It's just kind of depicted through like a graphic novel style. And then
not a lot actually. It's really cool.
Yeah, it was cool with the voice acting and stuff. It's good. And you're adopted by a group of these kind of like these locals who bring you across, and like they adjust to Robert's life in the wilderness and stuff. And these security officers arrive though towards the Gap, and they kill all these locals that take Robert in and bring him back to a place called Union City. And then Robert escapes. Then
you're on a helicopter. The helicopter crashes.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yeah, he's on the helicopter.
Which is super key and super important to the end of the story.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we saying that Jess didn't finish it by any chance?
We'll get there. Let Tom finish the story before we find out how far Jess didn't make it.
You interrupted him, not me.
Well, I was adding to it.
Oh, shut up.
No, that makes sense. It's because I forgot about the crash. It was like you're kidnapped by the tribe and brought to this city, and then you're basically a fugitive on the run, right?
Yeah,
that's basically. Then you just kind of boom, you're straight into the game, and yeah, that's it.
So let me ask. I'm pretty sure we all had this same experience. The game is rather unforgiving. You can't really predict when you can and when you can't die, or what will and what won't kill you.
Yes.
And
Who got killed by the keypad thing the first time?
The keypad thing.
Oh,
in the security office.
Oh yeah. And then the guys make fun of you after you die. I died even sooner than that. I tried to walk down the stairs.
How can you die from that? I walked down the stairs.
You scan the thing, and the guy goes, "Oh, it's not working. Let me have a look at it." And he looks at it, and he goes, "Oh, it must just be a glitch with the system. Try it again." Then when you try it again, it just fries you, and you turn into a skeleton.
And then the guy says something to the effect of, "That'll teach you for trying to use a stolen ID card."
Oh, the porridge line just sounds so much more ridiculous, so that's what I went with, and it worked.
So at the very beginning, I walked down the stairs and got killed, and then I had to sit and watch through everything again. I mean, you can press escape and skip through it all, but it's not very clear on where your menu system is. So the interaction is you can left click to walk somewhere, right click to interact with it. You can pick items up, and then all your items reside in a menu bar along the top that you can left click to pick them up and right click to interact with them somewhere in the world.
But it drops down. Like, you have to go to the top to get it.
And I actually had to Google, how do you save your game? And for some reason, it's tied to the F5 button, where that brings up your menu.
Yeah.
My God, that was cumbersome.
Yeah. It was not an intuitive game. But, no.
But that's where the speed settings were, too.
And I didn't realize that until you were typing something about it last night, almost exactly at the same time as I was typing, "Holy crap, my game just tripled in speed for no reason."
I found that out pretty early, and I used it to my advantage. Like, it was so good to just...
I wish I would have known about it.
I figured out when the loading robot was taking forever to come back with the barrel so I could go down the elevator. And I was like, this is just taking ages. And I was like,
that's when I found it, too.
Yeah. I just wish you could...
I
just wish that you could bind a key to skip to slow down and.
This game came out in '94. Yeah. Key binding wasn't a thing yet.
I don't know. You probably could, but
yeah. But the problem is if you increase the speed to the max, sometimes you need to have it slower, otherwise it's physically impossible to do certain elements of the game.
Yeah.
If I was just
definitely.
If I was just walking back and forth between areas, I would turn the speed all the way up and just fly through.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that till the last hour of the game. So the first 3-4 hours were
dragged on
real slow.
That means it's like when you click on a character and you say, "Excuse me," and then suddenly you have to get into position like it's some kind of stage show before you start a conversation.
Yeah, and if you're on the other side of the map and they're on the other side of the map, it's like, all right, well.
And then your robot's in the
or
way,
if
so
the
they can't do
robot's in the way.
Yeah.
So you have a sidekick named Joey, and when you start the
Joey.
game, you only have his circuit board. And in order to advance from the very beginning, the whole game is kind of broken into sections of puzzles. And it's all basically figured out through conversation. And then there are different items you have to pick up and interact with the world in different areas. But I was stuck in that loading dock area for probably 20, 30 minutes trying to figure out what the hell to do, because the area of which you can hover your mouse to activate a certain item is so small that I missed Joey's shell constantly.
That's true of a lot of this game, though, Eric, as well.
Well, and
They
they
do
don't.
tiny things.
I think it's kind of a limitation of the times, but they don't, like, items that you can pick up don't sparkle, they don't glitter, they don't stand out. All the graphics are the exact same. It's all just what it is, and you need to hover over everything. And most of it you can't pick up. A lot of it you can interact with, and Foster will make some goofy, quippy remarks about it. But for the most part, you really don't know what the hell to do. Like, you needed the sandwich, and you needed the wrench out of that guy's computer system, but you had to go out, trip the alarm, walk back in, and get both of those items before he comes back in.
Yeah.
And
I did it so many times that eventually he would just come in and go, "Get off that elevator."
I think it only took me 2 or 3 times. But
I
then
didn't actually do it that way, because I didn't realize that cupboard was there, so I moved on further on and then realized I needed something else. Then found the cupboard and that guy was gone. So
wasn't that
then
Hobbins?
Then the sandwich is not there.
Because that was his lunch.
I didn't get the sandwich. He came back before I could get the sandwich, so I was like,
you can
the
do it
wrench.
again.
yeah, but I was like, I'll do it if I have to.
I mean,
Let's
the sandwich
just go
doesn't
back
serve
to
any
the
purpose
sandwich.
except for the guy that makes you open your coat and expose yourself to him.
Yeah.
So the
Yes.
overarching what's the overarching story that we start to uncover in this, Tom?
Oh God, what is it?
There is a
You have
computer
to,
called Link.
So
Oh yeah, Link, of course. Yeah. But you have to, because everybody in this world is kind of has link status, right? So certain people are D-links and all that kind of stuff, and that means like what access do they have to certain areas? It's very cyberpunky, Big Brothery kind of futuristic style. Terrible world.
well, it's this dystopian future where everybody's kind of
Yeah.
locked down in this city, and it's got a little bit of that Big Brother feel to it, but instead of it being the government, it's this computer that has evolved and taken over the control of the city, and you're trying to figure out, first of all, how can you get out of the city, but then in your struggle of avoiding security and trying to get out of the city, you decide, I need to figure out what's going on here and help these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you come
Yeah,
across
yeah.
key elements like Link, which is a computer system that people also refer to as a person, and then you try to figure out who this guy named Oberman is. Oberman or Overman?
Ober.
Is it B?
yes.
Is it Oberman or Over?
Overman?
I thought it was over.
Okay,
I thought it was
yeah,
Overman.
it's Overman then.
Yeah.
But the other thing, this game is filled with blatant sexual references. Just flat out
so much.
dick jokes.
I was excited to see when you guys got to the plastic surgery office.
Oh,
That
man.
was so funny.
Oh.
So when you first meet Lamb, there's a guy named, what's his first name?
Robert?
No, you're
it-
Robert.
Oh, yes, you.
Yeah.
Gideon? No, not Gideon. Anyway, there's this guy named Lamb who, when you first meet him, you make some quippy remarks about his coat. And he's like, yep, they're made with the last 10 beavers in the world.
So sad.
And the guy starts droning on. Apparently he's the owner and the manager presiding over this plant that creates pipes. And he goes on this rant about this building, and he says, we're exploring this vast erection of which plumbing is the lifeblood that pumps through the dorsal vein. That is a dick joke.
It's very
Right
so
there.
many in it.
And
even at the start, when you're like in the room with Hobbins, who's got the sandwich and the wrench in that very room, he talks about pulling big red levers and stuff. There's loads of little dick jokes in there.
This is the thing though, because the game is so old. The voice acting is actually really good, I think.
it is. Everything
It
is
is.
voice acted. There's nothing that you you can read it, but it's all voice acted.
Yeah, and they've just all the guards have got like stupid accents. Like there's some guy who's Welsh, and there's just like really, really.
There was someone
common
that sounded
English
like you
people.
too.
Like Bono?
And
No,
I
like
think
Dev.
Oh.
no, Lamb sounds like he's from the north.
Yeah, he does. Hey, back, gum.
Sounds like he's from Manchester or something.
Fix 10 paps, lad.
Yeah. And he takes you on a tour of his plant, which is hilarious.
So, right, guys, can I just ask you all, what was your single most favourite bit of the entire thing? Because I want to see if it's the same as mine.
Oh, dear.
Um,
There's a lot.
anyone stick out
Oh.
to you, Jess?
Apartment. Dan,
Oh.
was that yours?
No, my favourite bit was the bit where you have to launch the dog off the
Oh,
seat.
yeah. I got stuck
I laughed for about 10 minutes.
I had no idea that I was supposed to do that.
I got stuck into a loop there because I pulled the rope before the dog got on it, and then my game was on super speed at that point. I didn't know you could adjust the speed, so he's just going yip 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 yip. And then the lady was sitting there talking to the guard. I'm like, well, I don't know what the hell to do, so I had to restore my game back like 20 minutes.
Oh no.
I think my favorite part was a line from Lamb where you start to screw with him after you gain access to the link terminal. You can go in and lower him to D-Link status because he's kind of this pretentious douche. And you go in and lower him and he gets locked out. You're fascinated with this elevator because apparently moving about the city is a status symbol. And
Which I thought was interesting, that lower meant better status.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, because usually it's up, isn't it?
Yeah.
These kind of things.
But Lamb
point,
gets,
Jessica.
Lamb
Like
gets
it.
locked out of the elevator, and his only concern is about his cat. And I thought it was really interesting that on the text it was all written cat, but every time they spoke it was pussy.
Yeah.
So
There's
also,
a couple of
it's like-
things like that where the text didn't match up.
so Lamb
Yeah.
asks you to go down and feed his pussy. And you make a comment, something to the effect of, well, what if I don't? Or if I don't, then you can make a hat to go with your beaver coat. And Lamb says, pussy fur doesn't go with beaver fur. Just a little one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just filled. And he's got that videotape in there with pussies on parade. It's just a video of cats.
I love that video. It's so cute.
Oh, man. Just awesome.
It's like in the voice acting, one of the guards says sweater, but in the text it says jumper.
I noticed that,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Which, can we talk about his sweater? It is
That was
hilarious.
so funny.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that either.
No.
Because blue and he like kind of looks towards the camera as if to say what you looking at.
He makes reference to that a lot earlier in the game too, where the guy he breaks into the security room to get the key and the putty and something else, and when he comes out, the guy says, "Oh, I'm gonna have to search you." So you open your jacket to him, and he makes a comment about your sweater, and other people talk about your jacket, and there's that guy down below who's all dressed in a suit, and you're saying, this jacket's all I need, and the other guy was talking about the only other thing that he needs besides fashion is poise, and so there's a lot of buildup around his jacket, and then he opens it up, and there's a teddy bear sweater under it.
That was just so unexpected, and I just laughed. It was just so funny. It's just out of the blue, because at this point, like, you're doing another one of these ridiculous tasks. You have to find a hazmat suit, to go inside a nuclear reactor so you can pick up a card so you can access the system to do something.
But it was only available later on, like, because I looked in the lockers before and it wasn't there. So there were certain things like that were happening, like the court as well. You could only open the door at a certain time.
Yeah. I think one of the... Oh, go ahead, Dan.
I like the guy in the hazmat suit as well who was muffled and you couldn't understand anything.
Oh, yeah. And even subtitled as well, because I had those on.
Well, one of the more key points, you have to go and you have to get a Schreiber port installed in your head. And you have to go to that insurance agent, and he tries to sell you the most ridiculous insurance policies.
Like for Joey, just in case he turns on you.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
And
Joey's elevator policy as well, wasn't it?
But it doesn't cover people in the elevator with you because they're so unpredictable. But this doctor is hilarious because you finally get in there. You have to have Joey, your sidekick, seduce the hologram secretary to let you in. So you get in there, and he's just pulling organs out of this guy all willy-nilly, just organs everywhere. And you start talking to him about, hey, I need this Schreiberman port. And he says something to the effect of, oh, well, this is going to cost you a lot. And you say you don't have a lot of money. He says, okay, well, I'll trade you an organ for it. But he only trades you for your organs after you die. So you have three options. You can trade your kidneys, your lungs, or your testicles. Yeah. So if you go through your kidneys first, he's like, nope, they're too healthy. And you go through your lungs, he says, nope, they're too healthy. I'd have to sell them too expensively and price myself out. And he says, basically, you know what? You're too expensive. However, let me take your testicles. And your guy says something to the effect of, he says, I need to get rid of my testicles like I need a hole in the head. And the doctor's like, oh, well, a Schreiberman port is a hole in the head. So basically, you exchange your testicles for a hole in the head to advance the plot in this game.
But only when you're dead.
Yeah. Talk about a great deal.
I know.
It's just such a magical experience.
Yeah.
But then we get to the part where Dan started getting frustrated because once you have the Schreiberman port, you can enter Link Space, which is this digital realm that Link, the computer, had created to store all of these pieces of information that aren't meant to be discovered.
I was so confused because I was like, oh, you've got a completely different set of items. And
well, it depends on whose card you use to access Link Space.
Yeah,
so you've got yours, you've got Anita's, and then later you get Reich's.
Yeah, but again, there's no explanation of why you need to do this. You just do it.
No, this is where I absolutely...
password.
The password.
When you had to decrypt the password, and you had to decrypt the password in your menu, not the passwords on the floor.
Oh yeah, and then put the that room was tough. I tried to figure that out on my own.
I actually did that by myself, and I didn't struggle.
Yeah, because you have...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you have a red and a green yin-yang symbol that you can put one down on each one, and it opens up a different piece of the floor, but you only have two, and there are 7 pieces that you need to lay down, so you need to put them down in a strategic fashion to get you through to the end. It's an interesting puzzle. It's definitely not super complicated, but you come across the eyeballs that'll kick you out if you walk near them. You've got the password, then there's that Guardian Knight, and then there's the crystal.
Yes.
And Dan, you struggled with the eyeballs, didn't you?
Yeah, because this again goes back to the speed thing, because I had it set to max speed.
Oh.
So you have to blind the eyeball, and you have to get through loads of different places, but then you have to get to the eyeball when it's still blinded to pick up something on the floor. But because it was at max speed, every time I got to the end, the eyeball was already unblinded and just... and then I couldn't pick it up.
That one took me a little while, too, because I would walk by... That first eyeball unblinds itself almost immediately. And then I tried to blind the eyeball from the room with the tuning fork. And didn't realize you had to blind it from the beginning room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled so much on that. I don't know why. It wasn't that difficult, but it's the same. It goes back to, again, it's not very intuitive.
No.
And so you just
And it was just
having to click around.
Say that
What did you say,
again?
Dan?
I think he's taking a crap.
What, sorry?
Your internet's taking a crap.
Am I all right?
No, you're not.
Oh, for
For fuck's sake.
Oh, Daniel.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, internet.
Oh, good lord.
For $15 a month more, Dan, you could have fiber and avoid all these issues.
Yes, but then you get an angry missus.
Oh. So I think
You don't understand.
I think at this point is when you actually start to really unravel what's happening, because there is a deeper storyline going on within this. I mean, it's not all just dick jokes and trading your testicles. You uncover this.
Although 90% of it is.
Oh, totally. It just adds, it's icing on the testicle cake. I got to make sure I'm explaining this properly because I don't know if I fully understand it myself. But
yeah, it is quite complicated.
As you start working your way towards the end, you start to uncover human androids. And they start revealing information regarding the true intentions of Link and how it was to eradicate the human race through mandatory sterilization and letting the humans die out due to natural wastage. And
I'm
trying to figure out where to go with that next.
Did that have anything to do with the testicles? I didn't make that connection right now. But like, how do you normally get a link for it?
Huh. Well, but he only gave his testicles up after he died.
Oh, yeah, true.
If he would have taken him right then and there, that doctor would have been an android for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get to the abandoned subway tunnels, right?
Correct.
And you discover that Link has grown and to become sort of half machine, half human. But in order to actually function as a human, it needs a host to share its brain with.
Yes.
How many times did you guys die with that spider monster?
What spider monster?
In the tunnels?
The crab thing.
What spider monster?
In the hole.
You had to put a light bulb in a hole to stop the crab monster from attacking you.
Oh, at this point, I was just straight up using a guide and never died.
Oh, I died 3 times before I then looked it up because I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, but that's again, you have to use a light bulb, which you found near the start.
Yeah, and I was like, why the hell am I still holding on to this fucking light bulb?
Because you know there's a crab-like spider thing coming in a couple hours' time. This could be useful later.
Even when
for
you
saving
get to
one's
Link
life.
at the end, even when you get to Link at the end, you have to put a virus on a computer, and then you have to pick up some tongs from the wall, pick up like this weird tissue sample.
Oh, that was bad.
Freeze it in liquid nitrogen, then take it down into this pit of bubbling stuff, and drop the piece of tissue sample in this bubbling stuff, which for some reason then opens a door.
But you can only get to that door if you have the red rope that on the second or third screen of the game you had Joey cut once you transferred him into a welder's body and then drop down 2 levels to pick up the rope.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then if you were on faster speed with the tissue, it would just disintegrate.
Oh, yeah, because he held it in for too long.
Yeah.
Did you have to then reload your game?
No, you could just grab another piece out of the tank.
Yeah. There was like an
For me-
unlimited supply.
For me, guys, when I was doing it, it wouldn't. When I was dropping the tissue sample in the substance, it wouldn't work. And every time it kept saying, that's just done nothing. And I was like, well, oh, brilliant. So what now?
Yeah.
And then it turns out that when you put the virus in the computer, it only stays there for a little while. So you have to activate it, then get the tissue sample, then freeze it, then drop it in to get it to work. I was like, it's just so stupid.
So even before you get to that point, we forgot to talk about the final body that you put Joey in. So Joey, every so often Joey dies, and you take his circuit board out and put him in a new computer or a new shell. His first one is a very basic shell. His second one's a welding shell. Then he turns into a security droid, and then you finally go into this factory where they're generating android humans, and you plug him in, download him to a body that looks like a Barbie doll, and Foster appropriately gives him the name Ken.
Yeah.
And Joey really likes it, and he says, "Were there any famous Kens in history?" And Foster says, "The only Kens that I know were dorks." And he doesn't know that that's an insult. And he says, "I will do my best to live up to the name of Ken and dorks everywhere," or to make the name Ken synonymous with dorks.
I wasn't sure if they had a friend, like if the developers had a friend named Ken as well, that they were calling him a dork.
I thought they were taking a crap on the Barbie doll Ken because he looked just like him.
That's true.
But then if you continue to talk to Joey at that point, he goes on to ask Foster, "This body's great. I feel so vulnerable, and what is that?" And Foster says that's insecurity. And I think that's important because before he'd been a robot and he just knows, hey, if I die, whatever, I'll just be put in a new shell. But this one, he finally is starting to understand what it feels like to be human. But then he asks another question, like, when do I get all these accessories, like hair and ears and the other fun parts? And Robert basically says, trust me, you're better off without them, which I thought was important because it's kind of a dialogue on how how humans are so overcome with that and infatuated with it.
Yeah. That was cool.
Like sex drives everything.
Yeah, it does.
Dan, are you still with us or did you drop off?
I did drop off. I think I'm back.
Oh, you sound like crap, but you're back.
In a helicopter.
Yeah. The ending of this game, I think the game itself was goofy. The story was kind of hard to follow, but I think the ending of this game is what really pulled it back in for me. I got to the end, and I was actually blown away. I went, wow, that is a good
twist,
ending.
Though, before the ending, like maybe halfway through, when he finds out what his real last name was.
Yeah.
That was like, what?
Well, every conversation that he has with somebody, he always asks, how do I get to the ground level? How do I get out of the city? Do you know who Overman is? And nobody knows. A couple people know. What's that lady's name? Piermont?
Skanky dress lady?
Yeah, she's the richest lady in the city, but also the ugliest. And she gets you into this bar, and everybody down there knows who it is. But who tells you what your real last name is? Was that Piermont?
It's through Link. You get a file, and then you read it on the computer. Like, the assumed name is whatever his name is. I forget. Thomas?
Robert.
Thompson? Robert? What's the last name?
Yeah. Foster.
Okay, there we go.
After
because
the beer can.
he's named after the
After the what?
They named him Foster after the horrible lager.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
It's bad.
Well, that's kind of that's a really interesting document that you read in there because it outlines why you were taken out to the wasteland, which I don't exactly recall why.
Because
that you crash.
He had Link had his dad at that point, and no, they were splitting up because his dad was too involved in the research. And then who crashed the first helicopter? Was it Link the first time? No, it was his dad. So then they would think that the baby died, so then he could live out in the gap all secretly from the computer.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where we start, where Dan left off with us going into this room after you poison it. You get in there and you see that this living machine has taken over Overman, Robert's dad, who is still alive. He's sitting in this chair with these tentacles stuck into his brain, and it explains the fact that Link needs a host, and knew that he that Overman only had so much time left, and he needed a direct replacement, and that's why he sent all of these people out to collect him from the gap. And all of these terrible things that had happened to you were actually a direct result of your father trying to prevent you from getting exactly where you are at this point. The helicopter crash was meant to prevent you from getting here, either A, by keeping you out of the city, or B, by killing you. And then all the people that you come across, like Reich, who get killed, they were actually there to prevent you from getting any further. And then Link took over and got them killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Reich calls you Overman before he dies, right?
Yeah. But
Does he?
Yeah.
He dies down in the furnace room, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
and-
speed was too fast, and all of a sudden he was lying on the ground, and I had no idea.
And then Foster says he's pretty cut up about it.
Well, and then
For the jokes.
the guy that comes in when you're in the fetus room and he starts attacking Joey, he's actually there to prevent you from getting any farther. But
Yeah.
Joey kills him.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought that was a really interesting turn. Like, you saw all these things and you said, oh, these are mini villains. These are bosses. They're bad guys. They're meant to die. But they're actually meant to save you from you yourself becoming Link.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to defeat Link by plugging Ken, I guess,
See,
into the mainframe.
the first time that I played it, or the first time I got into that room, Link releases your dad. He gets down on the ground. You talk to him, and you have 3 options, I think.
Yeah.
And the first couple options are pretty obvious. I don't remember what they are, but then Link takes control of you, plugs you into the chair, and I'm like, wow, what a powerful way to end the game.
Oh, I know.
Like, just a super depressing note. And then it came up to the game over screen. I'm like, oh, well, I guess that's not the end of the game.
Yeah. I picked the wrong choice the first time.
I picked it
What
the
did you
first
pick?
2 times.
I
at
said,
this
like,
point, at
come
this
help
point, I
me.
was at this point I was looking at a guide, so it just killed me.
Oh. What were the choices? Do you remember?
One
I think
was
what-
like, Ken help me, and then you guys struggle to get the dad up, so then you get wrapped in tentacles and then placed in the chair.
What is this hentai?
I know, right?
Tentacles.
And then I don't know what the last one was.
The last one was Ken, take a seat.
That's what I
Oh.
picked second, and I can't remember what the other option was.
Well, either way, you tell Ken, who had lost his arm. I thought that was funny, too. Where he comes barging in. So he gets his hand stuck on this hand scanner because the electricity melted his hand. And he comes into the room missing an arm. And he has this stupid one-off comment like, hey, thought you guys thought I could lend a hand.
Lend a hand.
Like, the world's about to collapse and you're cracking jokes. Sit down. But he sits down. Link takes him over. But since he's not direct lineage to Overman, and he's a computer program, he's more able to resist the powers of Link. And the after effects of this I thought were really awesome, where Ken starts to rebuild the city into what it can be. The screen fades out, comes back, that same room, it's all clean, the tentacles and everything are gone, and Hobbins is back in there. Obviously, they didn't sentence him to life in prison.
Well, they didn't. They goes, I'll reduce your sentence and give you 2 hours community service.
Such a ridiculous court scene.
It's like a game show. It's weird.
Yeah.
So,
Which helped the like Big Brother aspect too. Like, there was a Doctor Who episode like that. It was one of like the Bad Wolf type of ones where they had the weakest link, but you actually were killed.
Oh yeah, with the Anne Robinson droid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that. That was when I first come back.
Yeah.
We're back in the day now.
so did we all actually finish this game?
Yes.
I finished it
We
like
did.
yesterday afternoon.
Oh man, Jess, you
Like
had me
right
believing
after you.
that you had me believing you were still struggling to get the sandwich.
I know.
Jess
Amazing.
finished a game.
I
Tom,
know.
play the air horn.
Oh man, where's the air
Well, wait.
horn? Come on, god damn it!
Sorry, I should
Someone
have
do the air
some
horn.
advance notice.
This is momentous.
I know.
I'm proud of you, Jess. You made my Christmas.
Oh, thanks.
It's a
Early
Christmas
Christmas
miracle, everyone.
Because I was like, should I gloat in the chat? And no, I'll save the gloating for after.
Nice.
I was kind of on the cusp of not wanting to finish it.
Just because it was getting too complicated in the middle. That middle bit does lag a lot.
Yeah. Because I felt you, like, I literally just went around and asked, like, talk to everyone again. Like, I would do something, a door would open, and I would go through and freaking talk to everyone to see if other options came up. It goes crazy.
Yeah.
I think
really
this
stuck on
game would
something.
be very difficult for anyone not playing it without a strategy, or anybody playing it without a strategy guide.
Yeah, once we met the woman with the dog, I had to go straight to a guide after that. So it was just getting too much.
I
used
tried
the
to
guide
use
for
it,
some bits.
like, as more of a reference. Because there are certain points where I was like, I swear to God, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I was clicking, like, in the slight wrong area or, like, not looking at a specific object. So that was frustrating.
Well, I
a
got
little bit
stuck.
too.
For example, I got stuck in the part where you had to get the doors open so you could get the light bulb, but I didn't see the putty on the ground under the walk plate.
Oh god, yeah. It's just it's like a couple of pixels on the ground. You could easily miss it.
Yep.
That's true
and
of lots of
also-
things in this. There's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
But if
many
you
things
guys
that can't
played,
see.
if you guys played PC games back in the 90s, I
Yeah.
played a lot of the original PC games, and you're used to graphics that look like this, but you
Yeah.
forget how far we've come
Yeah.
since then. And these graphics were phenomenal for their day.
I thought they
I
were
don't
really
think it
good.
looks bad though.
No,
At all.
it didn't look bad. The animations were great.
Still looks.
Yeah. And it's like Monkey Island, those kind of games from that era.
Yeah.
If you remember those ones. Yeah.
But I think we're just conditioned to look for the object that's, like, a little bit different or a little bit
Yeah.
brighter or...
It's even just, I didn't know for ages that you had to press, there was one point you have to press the same, a button at the same time as Joey pressing.
Oh,
right button.
yeah.
Oh, with the steam pressure.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
God, how do I do this? That was so irritating. I was like, I've got to get a guide for this.
Yeah.
I was determined at the start not to use a guide, but I don't think you could get through it without it. I think you could wander around every section forever, not finding something, and then you would keep missing it over and over again.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah, definitely.
But overall, Tom, I quite enjoyed it.
I'm
liked
glad.
it.
I'm really glad you guys liked it.
It was good. It was a great suggestion. I was hesitant on it at first just because it was an old PC game.
Yeah, no, I did my research and I thought it would be a good one for us to play. And we all finished it, which is awesome.
There's a first time for everything.
There
Exactly.
it is.
And
Let's
First
face
and
it, Jess
last.
only did it, though, because it was like a few hours.
Basically.
you finished. I thought you finished Psychonauts.
No.
Oh, you didn't even get close, did you?
I can't remember.
I think
No,
Jess
she
got
didn't.
to... Didn't you get to the Melia's Club or something, Jess? Or was it before that?
I don't know.
We'll have to go back and
Can't
take a
remember.
listen. So, speaking of old games, did you guys see that a game that we recently played has been given the 1080p 60 FPS remake?
Oh, what, Parappa the Rapper?
I wish.
What's that then?
Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Seriously?
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't really do anything to it other than just remaster it. So I don't know if they put new textures or what.
Ooh.
The will still disappear. I'm not interested.
I I want to see what it is. Like, what did
Does
they
it still-
actually do to it?
Does it still look like 3 big-ass textures stretched across the screen?
Here's the official improvements. Support for high resolutions and widescreen. Improved gameplay and level design, which basically means they redid everything.
It's lovely and
Hopefully.
vague.
OpenGL for video backend to provide portability and support. Ability to freely bind. Yeah, that's it. Dynamic lighting, bloom, FXAA, enhanced water effects, light shafts, and more.
Ooh, snazzy. I'm still not going to play it out of shit.
It's very smooth. I'm just seeing the video of it.
Yeah, it looks good. Also, apparently Coleco from back in the ColecoVision days is getting back into the video game console market.
No way.
Really?
Really?
Well, kind of.
That's
So I'm going to see if I can
That was
find...
like a clickbait statement you just made.
Well, here's what they said. A while ago, there was a crowdfunding done by a company called Retro Video Game System that failed. And Coleco picked it up and is making a new console that's supposed to just have physical cartridges, and they're trying to capitalize on the 2D side-scrolling graphics again. But it's using the shell from the Atari Jaguar. Like, exact shell.
Jaguar.
It's not Jaguar.
the Coleco
Where?
Chameleon.
Hold on, I'm going to try to find it.
It's called the Chameleon. A versatile new game system that serves as a modern-day take on the classic game console. That's interesting.
So why do we need this?
Because people are trying to capitalize on the whole love of retro. Here's the...
But we have
Yeah,
that.
hi everyone.
We've been around since before it was cool.
Oh my god.
Oh, cool.
That's gonna tank, son.
Oh, it's going to tank horridly.
It's gonna tank so bad. I mean, I respect
Yeah.
it, but
This looks like something that's going to sit on the shelf next to those Atari joysticks that have all the Sonic games on them.
God.
Remember the Ouya guys?
Oh, I thought Ouya was
Yeah,
going to
I-
do a little better than it did.
Yeah, I really liked the idea behind the Ouya, but
Boy, they really
Yeah.
fleshed out this website with nothing. I mean, even the... Oh, God. Look at this page. This is... Whoo. A lot of black space at the bottom there.
Oh yeah. It's I just saw that. It's beautiful.
oh, wonderful.
Holy crap.
It looks like one of my websites.
Shit. So they're opening it up for
Oh.
developers to make unique experiences outside of the mobile market.
Okay, but
That is an intentionally vague marketing statement that means
it's kind of
nothing.
bad because if you're using something like an engine like Unity, you can build for PlayStation pretty easily. Not easily, but it's like you can export it to so many different formats.
Yeah, but then you got to pay all of Sony's licensing fees and all of that.
Sure. But if you're putting the hours into making a game, then you're probably going to pay for that license fee. But
Yeah.
then, yeah, they kind of end up controlling what goes in and out. So maybe you've got it's a bit more liberal perhaps to make a game for these guys. But
So kind of
I
on
don't know,
this
man.
same retro note, the one thing that I wanted to point out that I'm actually kind of disappointed with after having farted around on the virtual console on the Wii U is just how barren it is.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the things I noticed as well. I mean, there's so much of Nintendo's library that could be on there, and it just isn't.
They, like, even Sony understands that. They put PS1 classics up like they're going out of style. Pretty much any major, awesome RPG or platformer game, hell, any game from the PlayStation era has been converted to a PS1 classic. There are hundreds on there.
that's certainly true for North America. But our store's not very good for PS1 classics.
But you still have the option to create a North American account.
Sure, yeah. Sure.
But the Virtual Console has like 24 Super Nintendo games. It actually has more Game Boy Advance games than Super Nintendo games.
Oh, jeez.
And I think it only has 9 N64 games. It has some Wii games. It actually has DS games on there, which I thought was interesting.
Does it have Chrono Trigger on there?
It has.
No, it does not. It doesn't have anything you'd really want to download.
Well, they just put Earthbound on there. Which is disappointing. And the only other thing too...
If we played Earthbound...
I don't want to play Earthbound right now.
I've never played Earthbound.
We played Mother 3, and that kind of turned me off to the possibility of playing Earthbound.
I think I tried it once and I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. It was too cutesy and just didn't really feel like a game I wanted to play through.
It's too cutesy, but you're playing Yoshi's Woolly World at the moment.
Oh my god, let me tell you.
Yoshi's Willy World.
Yes.
Under the bus.
This game will melt even the coldest of hearts. It's so flippin' cute.
I will on it. It looks cool.
I just sit there and smile. Christy and I play through it 2-player together. It's just so cute.
Wow.
Wasn't there a Kirby one done in that style as well?
Yes. Yarn.
Epic Yarn?
Yarn? Wasn't that on the Wii?
I don't know.
It
There hasn't been a Paper Mario for a while, has there?
No. I thought they were announcing one. I thought they did announce
You get
one.
any Mario Party games for the Wii U?
Yes.
I loved Mario Party. On the
Rainbow
on the
Curse,
N64.
Dan. But it wasn't Yarn. It was just really cutesy claymation style stuff.
Yarny.
Okay.
There
was one called Kirby's Epic Yarn, though.
Yeah, for the Wii.
A lot of yarn going on, isn't there?
I like how the Wii controllers work with the Wii U.
Yeah.
I didn't need to go out and buy a bunch of new controllers.
Oh, that's cool.
So I just use my Wii controller and my classic controller, and we can both play Mario Kart.
Eric.
What?
Now is the time to get Skyward Sword.
Do the Wii discs work in the Wii U?
Yep.
Really?
Do you even Zelda?
Do you even shut up?
No.
Yeah, it's all backward compatible. Just chuck it in there and get cracking.
Like the big ocean octopus?
The Kraken.
Thank you for picking that up. Thank you.
The Kraken.
Oh, I threw that out there hoping somebody would catch it.
Ooh, I got you.
Get it? That's another fishing joke on top of it. These jokes just get deeper.
Oh, you're such a dad.
Shoot me now.
That's terrible. I've got to let that one go.
It's awesome.
There's another one there for you.
So we need to discuss whether or not we're going to do a show next week.
Oh, yes.
Because it's Christmas.
Given with everything that's going on, I don't think might have time.
I don't think I'm going to have time either, and it saves me the hassle of carrying all my stuff back to Wisconsin with me.
Yeah,
it's pretty tough for me too.
That's on hiatus next week.
Okay.
Like the 27th, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to
We'll
adjust.
be back in Jan with the Xmas/New Year show, not on either of those dates.
/ Eric's
Yes.
birthday show.
Yes. Also my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Ooh.
Boxing Day, 26th.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, your birthday will
but
hit.
didn't pay attention to that.
Did you not really, Jess?
No, shut up.
When's yours, Eric?
January 2nd.
Oh.
Start the new year off right, son.
Yes,
Cool.
mine is the day after the Christmas.
How old are you going to be, Daniel?
I'm going to be 26.
Oh, God, so old.
That's like the
Wrong
point
side,
of becoming
25.
like late 20s, though.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I'm in my early 20s. You're into your late 20s.
You can say mid-20s, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being old so I can sit on my lawn and shout at people in an American accent.
I can't wait.
It'll just be me and Eric in the home when we're older in Arizona just going, get off Arizona!
There's going to come a point where
I just don't want to be 30.
Why? I'm looking forward to it.
Because that's like, at least if you're in your 20s, you don't have to be a full adult.
No, here's why. Because in the professional world, if you're still in your 20s, people don't take you seriously. I feel like once you
No,
crest
I think
that,
that's just you.
Yeah.
yeah, probably. I feel like once you crest into the 30s, people are like, okay, you have a little more professional clout.
Yeah.
I got to enjoy my last 13 days as in my 20s.
That's just how you're justifying it.
I don't care. I really don't. I feel like I'm 12 perpetually, so I don't really care.
Me too. That's how I look at it. Every single year, I'm just like, yeah, still 12.
Nope, I'm
Yeah,
never
still
getting
the same.
older. Yalmis, how old are you? 30?
No.
33?
God, that's so insulting.
36.
48.
Look, just go. Just see that door behind you. Just walk out.
So you're in your 40s.
I'm flattered, but I'm 42.
Oh, shit. That's close.
Jeeves, how old is he?
He's 28.
Oh, pip, pip. Not
Yeah.
far behind. I'll hold the door open at 30 for you.
Oh, am I the young whippersnapper?
I'm not going to ask Jess how old he is, because that's bad form.
We're the same age.
I know. I was trying to protect you, Jess.
I don't care. I just don't want to be looked at as an
You've ruined
adult.
the mystique.
We actually had we had a medical emergency in one of my classes, and that was when I was like, shit, I'm supposed to be the adult in the situation. Like, I need to call the people I need to call. Like, there's no other person that I can look to in the room.
You
to
look
be
around
like,
going, all right, where's the adult? And that
Yeah.
harsh realization of, oh, shit,
Shit.
I'm the adult.
yeah, that made me
I
a little
just would
nervous.
have run away. So
I need an adult. Oh.
Damn it.
Brilliant.
So what are we going to play for the New Year's show? Because I potentially will have one of my friends from high school who you might know from those songs that I sent you.
oh god, don't remind us.
I think it's kind of up to you, really.
I believe
What
it
you
is
wanna
your
play?
pick, Eric. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Do we want to do Mega Man games?
Do you want to do Mega Man games?
Maybe. I'll think about it, and I will put it in the chat.
Ooh.
But
so it
either
seems-
way, for the here and now, we will not be here next week.
Okay.
Oh,
So we haven't gotten enough Christmas responses to warrant a Christmas show. And the one that we did get was special. To say
We
the
like
least.
Who
special.
you are.
We like special.
Well, not that special.
Oh, come on.
We like special
No.
to listen ourselves, but maybe not
Yeah.
share that
think we can
special
put that
with
one out there.
everyone.
No. So, yeah, we'll let you know.
I think for Christmas show, rather than just send us an audio clip, just drop us an email. Just write whatever you want, and we'll read it out.
Yeah.
That's easier than doing an audio clip.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're afraid to have your sexy voice on air.
And what is the email address, Eric?
Daniel, that would be factorysealed@manatank.com.
You see that was seamless.
Very.
That was right in the script.
That's good. That's good.
So
I want to follow Factory Sealed on Twitter, but I'm not sure what the handle is.
Oh, Jess, what is that? I don't know what it is. Ask our social media manager.
Ugh.
Factory_sealed.
Oh.
Thank you, social media
Do we have
manager.
Facebook?
Do we have
even-
Tom? Do we have Facebook?
I can't deal with this.
We do. We do. It's facebook.com/Factory Sealed.
Oh. Well, that's
Which is good.
interesting.
So you should like us and stuff,
Oh, good.
if you like it.
Where can we find each other on Twitter? Not Twatter. We are not on Twatter.
No.
Well, Jess, you can find it. I am a Jess.
I heard that we can
And-
find Dan at Frosted Sloth.
And Eric is Honest Pizza.
I feel like Tom
Honestly,
might be hyper
is the
jelly.
Tom is the most hyper of all the jellies.
Absolutely.
Not to be confused with a hyper jam.
Absolutely not.
Are we not starting this debate again?
Or
I feel like You should definitely do a parody of like Bootylicious that we're not ready for the hyper jelly.
I don't think you're ready for my jelly.
Yeah. I mean,
you were in a German rap video, so
It's
the
true.
next
It's the next
logical
logical
forgot
step.
about that.
we should put that on our Facebook page. It'd be funny.
All right, it's going on right now.
Jeeves!
Jeeves,
Please
embarrass
sign-
me.
Embed Dine video.
Two of my favourite things from this year, guys, Tom's German rap video and Eric's stupid concert.
Eric's concert is up there for sure.
Heck yeah.
It's a classic.
Brilliant.
Those moves.
Yeah.
You know your jelly.
Oh my god. Patreon.com/factory sealed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! Forgot about... Tell us more about that, Tom.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I mean, if you really like what we make, for some reason,
Well,
can
I
support
know the
us.
reason.
Insanity, some form of chronic disease, something like that.
exactly. if you you can chuck us a few bucks. If you don't, no big deal. The show still goes up the same as it always has done.
Probably
But,
the most easily obtained goal, $10 a month, you get Factory Sealed Unwrapped, which, even before I call these morons, I mean, co-hosts. I get that word mixed up all the time.
Core morons, I think, is the right
Oh,
word.
yes.
Yeah.
I press the record button, and we generally have a good 15 to 30 minutes of shit banter before the show even begins. And that goes up only to our Patreon supporters at $10 or above. And we've gotten, there's quite a bit up there already.
That's good.
One of them,
and we're
one of them I really want to get to as well as the weekly game giveaways. That's just, we need about $7 more. So if 7 people donated $1,
No, not
Then we'll
$7.
stop.
We need $4 more a month.
$4 more. So we need 4 people to donate $1. So scrounge down the back of your sofas, find one, and send it to us. And then we can give you free stuff.
Every month or every week.
So
Every
exciting.
week.
Yes,
Which would be so cool.
it would be. But you have to be a PC gamer, so not Dan.
Yes.
Oh,
Or top.
Well, if you get even higher, we will give away a physical game. So,
And we get to a point where we could physically give a game away every week.
Yes.
So
And physically give away a host, Eric.
don't give me away. Oh, you mean have someone come on?
No, I was totally
Oh,
meaning give you away. Like you could be a prize.
I'm not getting
Eric could
married.
come, I don't know, like do your dishes or
I don't wear
shovel
pants
your
when I
snow.
do dishes.
snow.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Shoveling snow.
Anyway, if you want to give us some money, go to patreon.com/factory sealed, and you can see our goals and rewards there. If you so
And
wish.
a fancy infographic that Dan made.
Yes.
All right. Well,
It just gets fancier with each viewing.
it does. Well, hopefully you all have a lovely Christmas. Tom, enjoy Ireland. Try not
Thank you.
to destroy your liver. And please, I think if any of us, I think we need to take a minute and talk about Tom's keyboard on his phone.
My what?
Your keyboard on your new phone.
Oh, it's so
tricky.
bad. Names of brands and stuff, they just come out totally
the
wrong.
Praise Fatgen 4 is
Praise
what
Station.
the Praise Fatgen 4 is what he was playing Parappa the Rapper on.
So you
Oh, God.
really weren't drunk, Tom?
Dan, he was
You're so
yeah.
Yeah, I was fucking ruined. I mean, to be honest,
Did you
I had a
play
great time. I came home just completely wasted, and I just stumbled onto the beanbag, switched the PS4 on, and almost completed Parappa the Rapper 2. That's how easy that game is. It was like 2 in the morning, and I was like, oh, I guess I better switch this thing
I bet
off.
that game's some trippy stuff while you're drunk.
Oh, God. It's like all the food in the town has been turned to noodles. And that's the story. And you have to save the town from being dominated by noodles. I was just fucking tripping.
Couldn't deal.
Couldn't deal.
Did you figure out who posted all the Star Wars spoilers?
That's just some thread I'm in on Telegram, and for like phone stuff, and basically someone just decided to stick up on there a massive spoiler for the whole Star Wars film, and then he was kicked from the group, but 60 people would have seen that.
Ugh.
Did you read up on the people who wanted to spoil Star Wars? They had like a Facebook group, and they were like the alliance of Star Wars, like Puritans.
Two of the guys.
That's good though.
Some people.
I was going to say it's
Two
good
of the
that-
guys I
seems
went
to-
with, right, actually spoiled it before they went.
Really?
Oh, jeez.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
they looked at what happened. I was like, "What is the point of going?" And one of the guys I went with actually went the day before and came again.
Well, that's like when we were playing The Last of Us. My cat decided to read up on parts of it before we even got there because she just likes to know what's going to happen.
what a waste.
I
I
like
could never-
spoilers
Yeah.
sometimes.
No,
I
never.
don't. I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate being, I hate it. Yeah,
But I like because you can find out, you can kind of look for all the hints and stuff a little bit more.
No. Nope. You'll
And I
never.
like knowing-
You will never
That's
convince
what a
me.
second viewing is for.
Yeah, you'll never convince me that a spoiler is worth it ever.
I do like
Nope.
spoilers with
Nope.
animals as well.
Nope.
Like, does this dog make it to the end of the movie? Okay, now I
No.
don't have to keep being worried about it.
that's brilliant.
Jess, the rule of thumb is if the dog is in the film, it's going to be sad, so don't watch it.
I tried
Like
to watch
Marley
my
and
dog
Me.
skip once.
watch
I
Old
haven't watched
Yeller.
Marley and Me. No, that started it. That was like the start of the end for animal movies for me. And Homeward Bound.
There's a movie called Fluke. Have you ever seen this?
Luke
No.
Skywalker.
And it's about a guy who dies. Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. He
Star
stumbles
Wars
a
in-
lot.
special.
In Fluke, this guy dies and he gets reincarnated as a dog and goes to live with his old family. And it is the
Oh my
saddest
God, that
film
would
I've
kill
ever
me.
seen in my life. It's like he takes his family to his old grave and sits there howling on it and stuff. It's
Oh
just,
my
Jesus.
god.
Oh my god! Do you guys watch Futurama?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Have you seen?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Remember
that
the episode with the dog tied to
No.
the post for fucking
Couldn't
years?
deal.
Yeah, so emotional. So sad.
All right.
That's just going to leave that there.
Yeah.
well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hopefully, it's not as sad as your dog dying.
Merry Christmas.
We will
Oh,
see you
oh,
all
oh.
on January 3rd.
Jeeves, ring those bells.